Hey, do you have an idea for a podcast but don't know where to start? Or do you have an already existing podcast that you want to take to the next level? Well, check out WeKnowPodcasting.com. From concept development to theme music to editing to logos, WeKnowPodcasting.com is a one-stop shop for all things pod. Don't hesitate to hit us up. We're very nice.
Hello, and welcome to the End in Mind podcast. I'm your host, Caitlin, the owner of Meraki Media Management. The End in Mind is a place where we come to share stories, tips, and strategies of many entrepreneurs, creatives, business owners, and just some people that aren't willing to live the traditional lifestyle. We talk about how to live outside of the box today and how to incorporate what really is important in your life to keep that end goal always in mind. Again, if you would like to reach out to me in any type of way, you can find me on Instagram at Meraki_media_management, and I hope to hear from you all soon. Thanks so much and enjoy our show. Hey everybody, welcome back to the End in Mind podcast. I am your host, Caitlin. Super excited to be here with you guys today. You guys know I'm always excited to record a podcast, especially because I really love to talk, if you haven't noticed yet. So I hope you guys are having a great week. Really quick, I want to remind you to leave us a Apple Podcast review if you haven't yet. Drop your Instagram handle in there and you will be entered into a pool to win a free $25 gift card to a local coffee shop of your choice. Really just does us a solid with those reviews. It allows our podcast to reach more people, which is obviously the goal. We have changed the name to the End in Mind, personal growth for entrepreneurs. So really our goal is to explain to people that when you start a business, it is not just about starting a business. Starting a business impacts every part of your life, your mental health, your personal, it affects it all. And this is kind of taking a little bit of a different turn off of our topic today, but you know, when I started my business, it really affected my personal life. Almost all of my personal relationships were affected. And it was partially because of how I felt about starting my business, right? If I was skeptical, I would feel a certain way when I walked into social situations. I just want you guys to know that you're not alone. Like, this is a very big shift to make in your life, but it benefits you in the long run, hand over fist. It shows you the people in your life that support you. It shows you the people that don't. It shows you who cares about you, who wants to see you be successful. And it'll also show you a lot of the things that maybe you were ignoring in your life that need attention now. For me, that was a lot of the trauma therapy work that I do on a weekly basis. For me, it was also a lot of the conversations that maybe I didn't want to have in my life that I couldn't resist against anymore. It actually made me settle into my values as a human being. It showed me who I am, how ethical I tend to be, which can be good and bad, right? I also think it just shows you a lot about who you want to be as a person and that you can change. Every day you are starting fresh. Every day you can be a better version. Every day you can make your business better, which in return makes you better. So that is really what our show is about. If you are just tuning in, maybe you're a first-time listener, I encourage you to go back to our first few episodes. I explain my outlook on life, how I kind of got this outlook on life, how I like to approach different things. And really what it comes down to is just talking about things in my life and discovering this business together. If you don't have a community, business is almost impossible to be successful. I am very fortunate to come from a very large, supportive family of my business. They all encourage me, and I'm so thankful for that. And if you don't have that support system, I would love to be your cheerleader. You know, I believe that everybody has a place in this world, everybody has the opportunity to succeed and create something that they want. So if you feel alone in that, please do not hesitate to reach out to me, DM me. I can help you. I can share with you personal stories about people in my life that, maybe weren't always supportive, but they are now, and how that changes with time and giving people grace, right? Just like you should give yourself grace. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. And today's episode topic is actually around music. So I have chosen to talk about this because I really love music. Music has changed a lot of things for all of us. Music can show you trends, and that's going to be the purpose of this topic today. So how to identify trends through music and how to start to see where people are as a whole within music. And you can even see by just searching the top songs of today, right? And which we're going to get into a little bit in this episode. So I think music is really important. One, also because it's huge for Instagram and TikTok. Music is trending, quote unquote, all of the time. The reason why it's trending is because everybody feels that emotional pull to the song. They may feel a same emotion, or they enjoy the tune. Maybe the tune is reused or remixed from an old song, right? We're seeing that all the time with artists like Billie Eilish, even a little bit of Justin Bieber. You can tend to hear these, like Billie Eilish, I always think of like Billie Holiday. Like she kind of has this overlap of her music, and it is a little bit old-fashioned, which I really appreciate. I love old-fashioned music. My grandparents loved and listened to music all the time. They always had a radio on in their house, and I lived with them for a certain period of my life. So music was always a big part of what we did. My grandfather was part of a barbershop quartet. Frequently on Saturdays, we would go watch him sing. He just loved music, and he saw how much joy music brought the world. My grandfather actually even met Louis Armstrong. He really loved the power of music. And you can see how powerful music is on these platforms. Sometimes videos will just trend because of a song, right? And then you see everybody using that song. So I want to give you guys some tips today on how to lean into some music that maybe is different, that will help you stand out, will share your own unique look into music. Everybody has a different, genre or certain types of music that they enjoy. And honestly, if you enjoy a certain type of music, a lot of the times you can bond with your ideal client over that music. So a lot of my clients are holistic beauty practitioners. We work with businesses all across the board, like real estate agents, just so many types of businesses in the past, all types of business owners. But since a lot of my clients tend to lean towards that more holistic side, even my real estate client, for example, she is really into manifestation, holistic practices, and that type of thing. So most of my clients listen to meditation music. They enjoy, calming music throughout the day. There's certain meditations that we can discuss, right? We have a similar outlook and we enjoy similar things. So when you know this about your client, you can start to incorporate some of that music into your content when it's fitting. So in things like reels, right? When you're maybe sharing a day in your life with somebody, that's a great reel, especially as a business owner. A lot of people want to know what you're doing on a daily basis. And a lot of social media managers won't tell you this because they probably don't see how impactful it actually is on your account. Even if you're not an influencer and you're just a business owner, people are intrigued. They want to know, like, how did she start this business? What does she do every day? Like, does she just sit on her laptops and eat bonbons? Like, no, I'm actually out recording podcasts. I'm meeting with clients, right? I'm Zoom calling. I'm creating content. I'm, going for a walk to keep my sanity, right? There's so many things that we do on a daily basis, and people want to know that. Really, when I'm getting to here with all of this is understanding trends of music is important for you and your business, especially for things if you're trying to go viral, right? But if you guys know me, you know that our goal isn't to go viral. You can even check out an earlier podcast episode called The Viral Spiral. That's not something that I really want to promote to my clients unless that's a goal of theirs, which then we can discuss that and discuss a productive way to do it. The reason why we don't believe in viral campaigns is because you can get a lot of followers that aren't your ideal client unless you do it in a very specific, correct way. So music, when you utilize it in the right way, it can gain you a lot of followers, just like Reels, right? I'm sure you guys see all the time, all of these people on Instagram, like, I gained, 25,000 followers through Instagram Reels. And it's like, okay, yeah, you did that, but how many of those followers are actually your ideal client? That's why we specialize in creating and building your ideal client community online specifically, because I don't want you guys to have all of these followers that are just never gonna buy your content, because it honestly ends up hurting your ego in the long run. Those people tend to fall off of your account over time because they're just not intrigued by your content, because it's not something that they're interested in. And then they end up, your follower count starts to drop, which really takes away some of the excitement, right? Which can sometimes even be triggering for people, how much they've invested in the application. So it can hurt you in the long run rather than benefit you and show you how to steadily increase over time and retain those followers. Retention is so important for you and your business. And that's why understanding music is going to help you retain certain types of followers based around these trends and understanding the emotions that these songs convey. You guys will see later this week, we get into some of these different types of pieces of music. So like when you think about World War II, the United States entered the war in 1941, which is when swing music went to war. Jazz music provided comfort for families at home and soldiers abroad. Many musicians were drafted into the military and took their music with them. Some of them led military jazz bands and traveled the world to boost more morale for troops. So that's when jazz really started to take over, the world. So, and that comes out of a war. The reason why I chose a war was because, honestly, you can compare this pandemic to a war, right? I mean, people are so mentally broken down by what has happened. It's very similar. So when you go to some of these top songs today, you guys are gonna die. I have like Drake on here. He's actually in our post today, Wednesday, when this podcast episode is airing. So like Drake is on here. My Universe by Coldplay was super high up there. Stay by Kid Laroi, or however you say his name. Also love that song. But all of these top songs are honestly about like people being lonely, right? Or getting back into having some sort of like, I don't know, like date or something, right? Or My Universe, which is a huge trend right now, which is understanding that we're all connected intuitively. If you guys go back to a few podcast episodes back, I actually talk about your intuition and how much we are really all connected. Things like the universe are like buzzwords right now, right? So it makes sense why that's at the top of the charts. And then this song Stay is all about like breakups, right? Which we know, unfortunately, if your relationship didn't probably make it through the pandemic, then you're probably going through a breakup right now, which is just so crappy. And people want songs that are gonna make them feel normal, make their emotions feel justified, help them work through some of those difficult times, right? Just like in World War II with the jazz music and how that's helping people get through this really gnarly time in their life, right? So really, I want you guys to be able to look at and understand these pieces of music as allocating trends. So like when we talk about somebody like Billie Eilish, who is creating this music that is almost a combination of old and new, which all artists do, but I just think with her music, it's really predominant. It creates this great sense of comfort, at least for me. Like a lot of her songs can be really sad, which makes sense why during the pandemic she did so well, because people were sad, right? With the old music tied in, it's also this like nostalgia of like, we can get through this. Like we've done things before, so we can do it again, right? So as I'm kind of talking through this, I hope you guys can start to shift your mindset around some of the music that you listen to and how you can start to incorporate that into your business and into your content. So music is just a great way to, like I mentioned, connect with people, but also to decompress. So I listen to a lot of music while I'm in the car. I also listen to a lot of music while I'm content writing. It's a great release for me. I get to sing. I get to let loose. Like during the pandemic, I posted a lot of videos of me dancing to kind of like spread some love and share with people how I get my energy up for the day. Like when I'm feeling like I have a crap day, like maybe I just woke up on the wrong side of the bed, to be honest. And I'm like, the last thing I want to do is like write some more content. Like me just being really real with you guys. This is real life. Sometimes I just listen to a song. Like I'll go into the bathroom, I'll put on some makeup because that will just like lift my spirits. And then I just put on my favorite song, dance around a little, let loose. Like don't have any judgment for yourself around this, but just settle into some music that's gonna either validate your emotions or really help you get through these difficult times. And like I said, it's a great talking point. So once you find certain reels with trending music that you like, maybe reach out to some of those people. Like ask them how they found this song or how they created this original audio that you'd like to use on your next reel, right? Like people want to talk to you. They want to communicate on this application, and music is a great way to communicate with people and start to understand like where the whole emotions are. So like gauging, within your intuition, like where are people as a whole and how are they currently feeling emotionally? That way you can start to even dive even further into those emotions in yourself, in your ideal client. Why is your ideal client feeling this way? How can you start to create content based around, these sad emotions that they're feeling? How can you validate how they feel and also maybe put a positive spin on things? How can you help them through this difficult time? Like Meraki Media Management during 2020 really turned into this account where I just hoped that people understood that like our goal is to help as many business owners, and we'll be here when you need us and when you're ready. And that paid off hand over fist come now, right? Like we've reached certain income goals that I thought that we would never reach. We've grown our team to a capacity that I never believed was possible, like seriously gobsmacked over it. And I'm so thankful, but I know that that all came out of the energy of me saying like, we're here when you need us and we'll help you as much as we can along the way. So like, if you need to call me to ask me a question, call me to ask me a question. Like we're all in this global pandemic together and we're all not okay. I can help you by just communicating with you. And that's exactly what we did. And it paid off so much just because I knew how everyone was feeling as a whole. I had clients calling me out of the blue, telling me some really intimate things about their lives, but it also helped me. Like it was like that connection of, okay, they're going through something too. I'm going through something within my own life, and now we can lean on one another for that, and we can communicate to get this off of our chest. And they felt safe coming to me because they know that I'm not going to just air their dirty laundry, right? I'm going to actually help them. When they tell me these problems, I'm going to try and find solutions. And if I can't find solutions, I sure as hell am going to connect them with someone that can, right? So that's what's the beauty about this music, understanding emotions as a whole, understanding society as a whole, and getting a gauge on what's going on in the world. Then you will be able to come back and cater to your clients at an even higher level that's going to benefit you and your clients in the long run, to getting yourselves all to that higher self and getting yourselves all to those income goals that you want, right? Because really, we are just as good as our clients, right? So the more we can help our clients grow, the more we grow in return, which ends up paying off so much more in the long run, which is really about the end in mind, right? We know that to succeed as small business, we are the backbone of America. We need all small business to do well. It's not about competition. It's about supporting one another. It's about creating these networks. It's about trading off clients for different types of client works. It's about referrals. It's about maybe I'm not a good fit, but I know somebody who is. And that's going to create that longer lasting relationship that will have those clients continue to come back to you over and over again, so that you can help them even more on their next problem, or maybe even they hire you to solve the problem because you're actually the best person to help them with your service, right? So I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast episode. I hope that you take some time to listen to your favorite songs today. Think about, gauging the emotions on this larger scale and really scaling it down to your ideal client. You guys know where to find me in the DMs if you need some help with this. And of course, if you love our show, please leave us an Apple Podcast review. Leave your Instagram handle in there, and you will be entered into a pool to win a free $25 gift card to your local coffee shop of your choice, so we can help support some of your local businesses as well. Thank you guys so much. See you next time. Thank you so much for listening to The End in Mind. I would like to remind you all, if you haven't yet reached out to me on Instagram, we are at Meraki_media_management. It will be in our show notes as well. If you would like to reach out to me, we always offer free coaching through Instagram based around our Instagram training and our business Instagram practices. If you need any type of support, please do not hesitate to reach out to me there. And we also offer several different types of consulting and training packages if you're looking for a little bit more in-depth tips. So thank you all for listening in, and of course, I want you all to keep the end in mind as you continue with your day and or work week. Have a great week, and I will see you all next time.